Hey guys, welcome back to my series of MCU reviews, and today we are up to the fourth entry of the MCU Phase 1, and that is of course Thor, starring Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman and Tom Hiddleston. The powerful god Thor is cast out of Asgard to live among humans in Midgard, where he soon becomes one of their finest defenders. So I remember watching this movie and liking it, but I never really had the desire to go back to it type thing, even though I did like it. But watching this movie, I was surprisingly more engaged in this movie than I was in Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk. So I actually don't get, it's one of those things where I don't get the hate for Darcy's character. Like, yeah, her humor's a little weird, but she's meant to be that way. So I'm like, oh, I can kind of put up with her. So I think that's one of those things where it's like, where you watch this movie to watch the Thor and Jane stuff, like I do anyway. But Darcy brings the more, I guess, normal sorts of comedy into the movie than like your slapstick stuff that you would always laugh at. Like, I laugh at the whole, I want another! And that sort of stuff. And like, I need a horse! That sort of stuff. So I think that stuff is very funny and very memorable. But also, it's one of the things where it's a movie that I kind of forget of how underrated it is. So I actually like the Thor and Jane relationship in this movie, and I haven't seen Natalie Portman in a lot of movies. Like, I've seen her in the Star Wars prequels, and she's not great in them, but she's entertaining enough. But I do remember her loving her a lot in Revenge of the Sith. And how she does the whole scene between her and Anakin of the like, you're breaking my heart. I remember that being such a powerful moment, and you're like, God, Natalie Portman is such a good actress that she can deliver bad lines and bad dialogue in a way that works. So you're like, this 100% is Natalie Portman at her best. But this movie, even though I do think that she's pretty good, this is phone in like Natalie Portman. Like, she's not, like, she's glad to be in a movie, but she's not invested in the character enough. She's phoning in. And that's one of those things where you're like, really? Come on. Why? So it's one of those things where you're just like, and this is one of those times that it's like, you didn't really see a Thor movie. You saw Thor in, like, Return of the Incredible Hulk, or The Incredible Hulk Returns, right? But that's on a TV budget, and you don't really get a lot of decent action. This movie, you get a lot of cool action with the Thor character in this movie. And that's what I really like. Even though, and I do find it weird how he has, like, bleached eyebrows, like, the same yellow eyebrows as he does with his yellow hair. That's very weird, but also, that's the comic book look of the Thor character in this movie. But you do see how much they improve Thor from this movie to first Avengers to Dark World, and that sort of stuff. And even though I do think it's a little too long, I was more engaged in this movie than I was in Iron Man, even though I have kind of the same critiques. And even Iron Man 2 and Thor, Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2, right? But I think that Loki is much better as a villain in Avengers than in this movie, which this one is more, he is a protagonist type thing, where it's like he's the villain, but he's not really doing a lot. He's more trying to be the perfect child to Odin, even though he's not really an Odin. So I really think that I need to give the original Thor a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm actually kind of surprised I like this movie as much as I did. I thought that it was going to, I was surprised how much I liked it. But this movie is more like the first Wonder Woman, where it's a great movie, but there are lots more MCU movies that I would put above it, if you know what I mean. So, like, I don't necessarily want to do that because I am going to rank each of the phases as I review them to cap it off. So after I review all Phase 1, I'll do my ranking of Phase 1, then after Phase 2, I'll do my ranking of Phase 2, same with Phase 3, Phase 4, and then once I get caught up, whenever that thing happens, I will rank the entire MCU. Even though this year, I'm going to rank the entire MCU with the X-Men, the Deadpool, the Spider-Man, and that sort of stuff, right? And Fantastic Four, because this year Deadpool 3 is coming out, so I expect a lot more MCU videos. So, guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Subscribe also to the little bell icon to get notified future videos I make. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.